So we're going to start off with, what year were you born?
19.
63. Yeah. Were you born in Kansas?
Yes, I was born in Kansas.
Okay. Can you tell me about your childhood?
It was very pleasant. I'm its only child, and my dad and mom separated very early. I know on both. They're deceased now, and I love them both dearly. And both of them were good to me. Well, my mom gave it quite a bit of whippage. She did the discipline for me. So, but she was pretty good with me, and my dad was too. He bought me a real cool bike, Boyd bike, with a sissy bar and banana colored with handlebars, or I can't remember now, but I guess finally somebody stole it. I didn't lock it up, and I found it in parts in a field.
So they just took it apart, part by part.
Yeah.
Took what they wanted.
Yeah, they took what they wanted, left it laying there.
That's unfortunate. I'm so sorry.
I'm I have smoked for years and years. I dip now.
Yeah.
It's pretty nasty for everybody.
Do you have COPD?
Yes, I do have COPD. I have mental issues as well. Not so much anymore, but I did. I used to have a lot of mental issues.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem. It was my lifestyle.
What was your lifestyle like?
Well, I left home at a very young age. I must say I spent a couple of years overseas with my mother and my stepfather.
Okay.
They didn't stay long. They didn't marry long, but he was in the Air Force, and we went over to see overseas, lived in Germany for a couple of years. And then, about the time I started overseas, I started drinking. And then I had some step brothers and sisters too, and I started doing smoking weed with them, different stuff, and not too much other stuff yet, but I did other stuff later on, and it was really pretty heartbreaking for me.
I'm sorry. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 3 surviving and 1 stillborn.
Oh.
My firstborn was stillborn, and then my second one came quicker than I wanted, but evidently he was the Lord's blessing.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 baby girls after that. So I've had 3 surviving children that are all grown now.
That's beautiful. Do you get to see them very often living here?
Not often. I see my daughter once in a while.
That's nice that she comes to visit.
Yeah, she came to visit with her. She's with her daughter, my daughter, her aunt.
That's awesome.
And so they're having a visit, and then they're going to go back and do 4th of July with the family up there in Topeka with their family, her family.
So, did you graduate from high school?
No.
You didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't even go to high school. I think I dropped out 7th grade.
What was life like after the divorce?
Oh, I didn't see him again. He moved on.
Yeah.
And he got to do his own thing. We were religious at that point for a while, at least. That's like the chaplain I visit. He comes and visits me.
Are you Christian?
Yes, I
That's
am.
awesome.
I'm a Seventh Day Adventist. I believe in the Seventh Day Sabbath
Okay.
of the Bible.
After you moved back, what was life like?
Terrible.
Okay. Can you tell me about it?
I just did a lot of drugs with my husband, and
What year
I
did
don't know.
you?
I wanted to commit suicide all the time. My kids would come to me and get me through that, and he would rush me to the hospital, and they'd
Sorry.
pump my stomach.
I'm sorry.
No, 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 it's okay.
Those must have been hard
I don't know
times.
why I was so like that.
I think sometimes things are presented to us and we take it and we don't know that it's going to lead us down such a path,
Yeah,
and it just does. And then by that rate, it's kind of too late. You're on a road for a little bit, you know.
yeah, I definitely was on the road.
Yeah. Do you? So what kind of what year did you meet your husband?
Oh, I couldn't say. I don't do time well.
Okay.
I
How
don't
old were
know.
you?
I was, well, when I ran away with him, I was 14,
14. How old was he?
21.
How old were you when you had your first baby?
Well, the firstborn was lost,
Yes.
and that was in I was 16, I think, or 17.
When you had your first baby.
Right.
When did the drug use start?
Oh, well, I was using marijuana at an early age with my stepbrothers, and we did Tolio, Hoftolio.
So did your husband kind of?
Tolio's a paint thinner,
Oh,
I think.
paint thinner, like a spray.
Well, no, it just, you dab it on a rag.
When you met your husband and you started using drugs, did your husband?
Participated.
What were these drugs?
Oh, methamphetamine. I like speed. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Help me get my housework done and stuff.
Yeah.
I like uppers, speed.
Yeah.
You said you could have had a good life. What exactly did you mean? Like, what did you want to do with your life?
Well, I wanted to be a veterinarian, and I did actually raise dogs. Yeah, I used to roof and raise dogs, and
Did you breed?
Oh, that's
yes,
beautiful.
Okay. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And then I kind of always wished I could have done some. Well, I had some bloodhounds, and I used them to track and hunt with,
Oh,
you know. But I always wanted to do something with police dogs.
oh
I
yeah.
never did though.
Oh,
I
I'm
had a
sorry.
dog, a mixed breed dog, for a while that I was kind of training to be, you know, that I knew. Well, I didn't know anything about how to do that, but
Mhm.
I was trying to just train him, But my daughter took him back, and then she got away and ran off or whatever. Somebody stole him. I don't know what happened, but
Um,
Later down the road, um, after you had your kids and you and your husband were married for a while.
yeah, we were married a long time actually.
Yeah. Did he end up passing away or?
No, we just separated. I left him finally.
Good.
It wasn't good for the with the kids, you know, or me.
I'm sorry.
He hit me in front of the girls in the face, and they he went to work, and the girls went to school or whatever. Maybe they were home, and he hit me there, and I got the car of mine that I used and left, and I ended up at a women's shelter. You know,
Were you able to take your kids to the shelter?
no,
He had them.
yeah, he had them.
how long? How long were you at the shelter?
I don't remember. It was probably a couple of months,
Oh, wow.
maybe. I'm not sure.
What
I didn't
was?
really stay there very long,
Oh, okay.
not being without me, just missing that family unity, and seeing the wrong, which they knew we fought and stuff, but we didn't know, or I didn't know. I just was too stupid, because we could hear them at night, you know,
Yeah.
because we drag. We had parties, sort of. Sometimes we did have parties. We did have 3 acres once, and we had a couple of parties, big parties there in Missouri. I traveled a little bit. I went to Germany and Oklahoma and Texas and Arkansas. And, oh, did I go anywhere else? Colorado. I think that's it. Did I say Texas? My girls were
Um,
born in Texas.
Texas. They were born in Texas.
Yeah.
So you've been everywhere. Well, you've been to quite a few places.
Yeah, I've been to a few places.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We moved around when we were together, me and my husband, because he was always having to pick up and leave because he had some calamity going on with somebody.
So, out of all the places that you lived, how do you feel like people and the way that people interact and I don't know, just overall different lifestyles and things, how do you feel like that varies based like from place to place? Like what was your favorite place to live?
Well, my favorite place to live was Colorado, but I was young,
Oh,
very young, and I was
Colorado is beautiful.
religious. We did lots of sightseeing up in the mountains, and
Oh, yeah.
I had a wonderful childhood. Yeah.
That's awesome. Colorado is very pretty. Um,
Germany was fine too.
oh, yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Germany seems like a very nice place.
yeah, it was really cool.
What did you do for a living in your adult life?
I roofed and raised dogs
You did roofing and raising dogs
and kids.
and kids. You were a busy woman. Sounds like you had a full plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after your kids grew up and your husband was gone, what was life like?
Well, it wasn't too bad. I was doing drugs, but I was trying to slow down and quit more. Maybe not the marijuana, but
The other stuff.
like some of the speed. I was trying to stay away from that. That was hard to do with a boyfriend coming around, with people, their friends.
Yeah.
He had a certain friend, that boyfriend did, that liked to bring around speed, a type of speed.
Speed him through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so, with the drugs, did your family or kids ever notice that you were doing that? Or, like, I guess, how did people react to that?
My family,
Yeah.
I didn't really be around my family too much.
Mhm.
My mom only. Well, I went to my dad's house to see him, but he drank. You know,
Was there any community resources to help you get to rehab? Like, if you ever did you ever want to go to rehab?
not really.
Not really. Okay.
I didn't really ever think too much about rehab.
You were just kind of vibing, and that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And so,
I
what
just
brought
kind of tried it on my own to stop.
and that yeah, that's aspirational, especially if you can. And it looks like you did.
Well, yeah,
So, at what age did you stop?
I don't know. I don't do time well.
You don't do time
Time
well.
well.
Um, did you stop when you came here?
No, before that,
A little bit before that? Okay.
a while before that.
Wow, before that. So maybe in your 40s or 50s?
Yeah,
About in your 40s or
because I
50s?
started going to AA and stuff too.
Okay.
Because one of my boyfriends, well, actually, we ended up getting married for a couple of years after we lived together too for a while. He'd been in prison, so he had on a bracelet.
The ankle monitor? Ankle monitor?
Yeah. So we did that for quite a while, and we did the Christian thing on that when we were doing that, and we didn't drink or drug. Pretty much, I didn't really. Anyway,
Yeah.
he was better about it than I was.
That's
Because he
okay.
was on the ankle bracelet, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But I never could get that right with him.
That's okay.
He was really nice.
He was good to you?
He was good to me, yes.
That's good. If this is kind of a personal, if you don't mind,
No, go ahead.
was doing drugs and raising children hard?
No,
No, it made it kind of easier, maybe?
I didn't never think about it.
You didn't ever think about it?
No, I just did it.
In talks with your children, do they have fond memories of childhood?
I don't think so.
No. That's okay. It's okay.
We're, we love each other.
Yeah.
It's not like they're mad at me or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Everybody has a distinctly different childhood. Nobody's raised the same. No, not one person is raised the same. As much as people would like to think they were great parents, everybody has our regrets as parents, and everybody has different upbringings, cultural or
I
events.
had a lot of animals to raise.
Yeah.
And they had to
Help.
help.
So they probably had a pretty fun childhood with all the animals that you had.
Because I did all my dogs mainly, but he'd get different kinds of different stuff,
Yeah.
And they'd help slop. Well, he didn't. Nobody slopped the pigs but him, but their dad.
Yeah. Because you had pigs.
We had lots of stuff: guineas and chickens and ducks and geese and horses and mule. We had a mule. I rode him to one of the major stores.
So their childhood was full in general with the animals and
Yeah, maybe so.
experiences. Yeah.
I don't know how much they liked it. We had baby calves one time, more than once probably, that we'd all go out there and milk in the mornings
Oh,
before school.
that's beautiful. So you ended up getting a COPD diagnosis. Can you tell me what COPD is like for you?
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, I cough a lot. And
What does it feel like in terms of loss of breath?
oh, terrible.
What was it like? Because you were married more than once, right?
Twice.
Twice, okay.
But I had a lot of boyfriends.
Yeah. So, did you enjoy being married, or was that something that
I
you didn't want to
enjoyed
do again?
I enjoyed being married. I planned on getting married and having children
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted children. As an only child, I wanted children
Mm-hmm.
of my own since I didn't get any.
What was it like in? Because when your kids were growing up, it was around the 80s, right?
No, 70s,
70s.
80s.
Okay. What was it like raising children in the 70s with the different things that were happening in the world at the time?
Oh, I didn't pay much mind to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I think I understand that. I try not to pay too much mind to things that happen in the world. I think it's good to live in, and be present in your own life. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to leave with our listeners today? A piece of advice?
Well, like I said, be happy.
Yeah.
And be true to oneself.
Okay. I love that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, ladies.